Hello, my wonderful, awesome people. Today is Tuesday. Happy Taco Tuesday. But I want to talk to you guys about healing. Something that we don't really talk about too much. Something that that we're not required to talk about or to deal with. Regardless of what you're dealing with, something that happened in the past, something that's currently going on, whatever it is, don't let nobody rush you. Absolutely not. Do not let anybody rush you into being healed. For example, if you've been through something, whatever it is, take your time. Don't let nobody tell you, oh, that happened 2 years ago, that happened 5 years ago, that happened 20 years ago. You should be able to get over it. Now, it's so many people that something happened in their life and I know a lot of people who've done this. I'm gonna use some examples. I'm not gonna call nobody's name. These are older people, like more mature people, 40, 50, 60, 70 years old. Something happened in their life, traumatic happened in their life. And they just never talk about it. Never. It happened in their childhood, in their 20s, in their 30s, in their teenage years. They never talk on it. They never dealt with it, right? So now when they're older, they're telling like their children, their grandchildren, oh, it happened, move forward. How can you move forward if you haven't dealt with it? And a lot of these people who are telling you to move forward, they never dealt with the issue. So little by little, that anger, that resentment, that trauma is seeping out onto a family member, onto a friend, onto their loved one, onto this, onto that, without even realizing that trauma came from that. You see what I'm saying? Like, and then I know a lot of people who are, right now they're in their toxic phase, their negative phase, their me phase, their narcissistic phase. And something happened to them, again, like the other person, they never dealt with it. The trauma just swoop under a rug, call it a day, never happened, move forward, and they sleeping little by little, sleeping out. And they'll show that anger and that resentment towards you, and you're just sitting there like, but the only thing I did was just drive the car around the corner and back. But they're not telling you why you driving the corner around the back triggered an old emotion in them. Oh my gosh. But now when they do something to you, normally, when something happens to them, they're like, oh my gosh, it happened. When they do something to you, is get over it, move forward, blah, 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 and whatever. But when it happens to them, it's, oh, this happened to me and I'm still dealing with it. So you're going to have to deal with it. Carrying shit that's from like 20 years old, like 30 years old, like, why are we still dealing with something that happened to you when you were 6? Why don't we address those issues now? And then I saw something that says, when you're healing, don't let nobody fucking tell you what to do and how to heal. If you want to talk about it, you talk about it. If you want to write about it, write about it. If you want to vent to the whole world about your pain, you can do that. And the one thing that I hate to see is the people who have caused these trauma, caused these chaos. They're picking on somebody. First of all, you don't know a person's mental health. You don't. So when a person's going through divorce, death, a cheating spouse, being bullied, being harassed, being, in a car accident, it takes time. They're dealing with that already. Don't add fire to their situation by taunting them even more. Like, ha ha ha, it happened to you. Ha 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 ha, you deserve that. Who deserved that type of pain? And then you're telling them, oh, it happened, get over it. Oh, it was one time and one this and one that. That's one too many on somebody who's already hurting. Like, y'all see these bracelets? It's talking about mental health, suicide. If a person's going through something, you don't keep taunting them, telling them, harassing them, bullying them. telling them to get over it. Like, you just don't do that, because what may be weak to you, a weak moment to you, to when somebody else is having that moment, but in real life, when that person's going through something and now it's your turn, the tables done flip, you want somebody to be there. You want somebody to talk to. You want somebody to be able to listen to you without a judgmental ear or whatever. True story. I'm gonna tell you something. My dad passed away roughly 18 years ago. 18 years ago, I promise you. His birthday is August 4th. And when I tell you, it took me damn near 10 years to actually fully grieve the death of my father passing and how he passed. When I tell you, it took me damn near 10 years, and I was pregnant with my daughter, and I was watching the movie by myself, and it was a daddy and daughter moment, and I sat there boo-hoo cried by myself because the realization. Now I still cry every year on his birthday, just like, damn, I miss my dad. Shit's still heartbroken, but I've moved past that. I've healed from that. And a lot of people, it just takes people time to heal. If you've been in a relationship where you gave your all to somebody, even though you're looking past all the red flags and they cheated, that's something that somebody has to deal with. And then, say for example, they get cheated on, and the person who they cheated with is taunting them. You don't know how that person is feeling, but yet you are sending messages, you're posting stuff, you're sending stuff to them, you're harassing them, you're bullying them. That takes a toll on a person's mental health. Now, if the roles were reversed, would you want somebody to be like, yeah, bitch, yeah, dude, I fucked your so-and-so. And then, like, for example, another traumatic situation in my life. At my first car accident as an adult, I was with my kids. We're driving to LA. I got pulled over by CHP, and as he's walking to my car, somebody ran into my car. And the trauma behind that, I was scared to drive for like a good 2 weeks. I was scared. 1, 2, I didn't want to go back in a car because I didn't want to get in an accident, die, have lose one of my children, something off the. And let me tell you, them 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month, waking up in a cold sweat because you're reliving that whole situation over and over again, it's a mental thing, and it took a long time to heal. Like, when you get in a car accident, you do physical therapy, but there's no mental therapy on that. Healing takes time. It takes time. And somebody might say something to you that may trigger you from being angry and fighting with anger, depression, anxiety, and something triggers that emotion back. Do you know the hell you have to pull yourself out of to not go back to where you were with that feeling that you was feeling? Don't let nobody rush you in healing. Nobody. Absolutely nobody, because everything is easier said than done. If my friend over here who haven't been through half the shit I have been through is telling me, it's just a moment, this shout too will pass. Yes, it will pass, but at the end of the day, give me my space. Let me heal in my own way. If you're not going to offer an ear and a shoulder without the judgments, without the criticism, without the conversation, without the negative the taunting, don't say I'm here for you. Don't do that. I got to do a part 2 to this. Don't do that. Healing takes time. Don't rush anybody's healing. Don't be nasty towards anybody's healing process. Don't tell them to hurry up and get over it. Oh, it happened already. Oh, it happened one time. No. Fuck you for rushing that person, and let that person deal and heal with themselves how they should. Don't rush nobody, and no, because you wouldn't want to be rushed if you're going through something. Anyway, there should be a part 2 to this because I got so much to say. Have a good day. What the hell?